What's up everybody? In today's video I'm going to show you how you can know the actual size of what your design is going to be in Photoshop, because sometimes when designing you don't really know how your design is going to appear in the real world, especially when you're designing in pixel. But if you're designing in something like centimeter or inches or millimeters, you can somehow visualize the sizes. But how do you actually know how your design is going to look like in the real world? Okay, this is where mockup actually comes in. But in the design size alone, you should be able to know how the size is going to look like. Okay, here we are in the project panel where we just know the size that we're going to use. Okay, for example, we have this now as 1080 by 1080 and we have this as 72 ppi. Okay, designing a pixel can be a little bit confusing, so most times what I do is I like designing in centimeter or in inches. Okay, you can as well design in millimeter, but working with ruler from maybe primary school till secondary school, I can somehow visualize centimeters, but I can't really visualize something like millimeters or even inches. Though printers like working more with inches, but I like working with something that I can simply just visualize, especially when I'm designing for something of small size. So I can just take centimeter here. Okay, now you can see that your 1080 is now 38.1 centimeter. Okay, if you can actually measure the size, you will definitely then know the size. Okay, I don't want this size. Let's say I want to design something really small, something like 5 inch or 5 centimeter by, let's say, 8. Okay, I want this to be horizontal, so this will switch. Let's say I'm designing something that we printed. Let's go for 300 ppi and let's just click OK. Okay, this is the size of what we created, but this can be confusing. How do you know the actual size? How do you know if it will be the size that you want it to be? So what you do is that Photoshop has this, when you go to view and you come to something that says, and you come to actual view. Okay, this is going to tell you that this is how your design is going to look like in the real world. This is the actual size. So if you should take this now, you can see that we have a ruler here. In case you don't have your rulers, you can actually just go to view and come to ruler. Just check this. Okay, or you hit Ctrl R on your keyboard. Okay, it's going to bring in your ruler. And if you should take this now to the side and make sure that we have the 0 0 here, just make sure it's at that 0. You can see that we have this one now from 0 to 5. We have this as 5 centimeters and we have this as 8 centimeter. Okay, this is the actual size. So when designing something and you put your text in here now, you'll be able to know that you can see it or you can't see it. Okay, sometimes when designing you just wonder, how would this text be readable? Okay, imagine you're designing something and it's so small like this, maybe the label and you have the words. Okay, is it going to be visible or not? So this is one way that you can actually just check. Okay, I love working in centimeter because I've said it's very easy to visualize. And if you see under here, just give you the information of your document. You can see it's 8 centimeter by 5 centimeter, it's 300 ppi. You can actually just change the information that you want. I like seeing my document size. You can change it to document sizes, which is the document is this 1.6 megabytes, and you can change it to anything. And one more thing is the reason why mine, let me change it back, is showing document dimension this size is because I've set it to show centimeter. Okay, to change it you need to come to edit and come to preferences and come to unit and ruler. Okay, right here now you can see that the ruler unit is centimeter. Okay, if I should change it to something like inches now and click OK, you see that it's going to change right here too, and your ruler is now going to be in inches. Now if you should take this now, you can see that in inches the 5 by 8 inch is now this is just 2 inch, and we have this one as 3 point something. Okay, so this can be a little bit difficult for you to calculate, so just work in the actual size. Okay, this is how you actually know. For example, let's say I want to change this design to 1080. So all I need to do now is to come to image, come to canvas size. Okay, and now I can change it to whatever I want. Let's say I like to change it to pixel. Okay, now I cannot change it to something like, let's say 1080 by 1080, 1080. So even while you're already working on the design, you can just change it to whatever you want, 1080, and change the this size, a pixel, whatever you want. Okay, so I've changed it now to pixel, and now we have it. Okay, this is it in pixel. Okay, remember your ruler is still not going to be in pixel, of which that's the size you're choosing, but you can always go to edit, go to preferences, go to units and ruler. I like working in centimeter, like I've said before. Let me change it back, centimeter, and just click OK. So we have a ruler back in centimeter because it's very easier for me to visualize. So you can see that the 1080 by 1080 pixel that we took before is now 9 centimeter by 9 centimeter. Okay, that's all about sizes. Remember, if you want to know the actual size, in case you zoom in and zoom out, always come to view and say actual size, and it's just going to show you the actual size. This is the size that it's going to show in real life. Okay, it's not going to be above, it's not going to be, if you hold this in real life now, they should print this out. This is how it's going to look like. Okay, if you want something blown up and still looking small, let's say you're designing for something that's really large. Okay, come to image and come to image size. Okay, this is where the whole magic come in. Okay, you want to blow this up now, so you're designing in 200 ppi. Let's say you want to make this to be really large. Okay, you can turn this to be, let's go to something like 150, or let's go for 150. Let's say I'm designing in inch this time and I want to blow it up. Okay, let's say I want it to be that large and I want it to be like 28 or 30. This can slow down my machine somehow, and you can see that just by taking it to 30, you can see it has reduced my resolution to 36. Okay, because the reason why, this is telling you that how much your machine can take. Okay, you can't go beyond some certain number. Okay, you don't expect it to have this to be this 30 now and still have this in 200 ppi. It's not possible. If I should go back to 200 ppi, it's going to bring it down. Watch, 200 ppi is going to bring down the size. Okay, this is telling you the amount that your machine can handle, and you should turn this off. Because if you should turn this on, resampling, it's just going to, it's not going to do it automatically. Your machine may just stop working. Okay, by turning off the resampling, it's just going to help you to do the actual resizing that your machine can handle. So I want this to be 30 and just click OK. It's going to slow, this is going to take down a little bit, and you can see, imagine resolution to be imagine this size so big. I've clicked OK now. My machine is taking a whole longer time to be able to process how large this thing is going to be. Imagine 200 inches. That's really large. Okay, so if I come back here and say view and I say actual size, imagine this is going to blow up. You can't even see it, and you just have to keep zooming. Imagine my zoom now, it's not something like this, but here you can actually know I'm still zooming down. So if you bring this now all to the side, okay, it's still showing the actual number, but it's really large that you can't really see the end just by your small screen. Okay, so that's how you can actually do some of all this resizing and making sure that you're able to see your print in your screen size. But if it's bigger than your screen size, I bet you will not be able to see that. So that's how you work with sizes and all of that and everything in between. So thank you so much for watching, and this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you find it helpful. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing. If you find this video helpful, please smash the like button. And today is day 74 of me teaching what I know as a graphic designer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.